Hello, everybody. This is Ryan Lanier. I am so excited. My business is organizing for good, and it is one of my favorite times where I get to bring you some insight into the amazing work that is being done by nonprofits in the Central Texas area and beyond. But today I'm circling back. I love to do a circle back. I'm talking with Laura Ritchie of Lighter Loads ATX. Welcome back.
Thank you, Ryan. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. So you're a co-founder with your husband, James. I would love for you to share, a little bit how you got started and kind of what is Lighter Loads ATX.
Sure. So Lighter Loads ATX is a nonprofit that brings mobile hygiene to the homeless. And we do that in a block party format. So we set up in different locations around Austin, and we have all these services, and we love to collaborate with other people because, as you know, there are so many people that want to do something and they don't know how to do it. So we like to provide the venue. We started out in 2018 with our friend Deb Boer, feeding the homeless, just bringing meals. And from there, it sparked a conversation with one of our friends named Will. And I said, Will, what do you guys really need? And he said, we need to be able to wash our clothes and take a shower. And a light bulb went off, and we were like, okay, that is something that we need to work on. And so from there, we just looked into what it would take to bring the services to them. So we raised the money and bought a disaster relief trailer that's equipped with 2 showers and sinks and toilets, and then 2 stackable laundry. So we are able to bring that around the city, set up, and collaborate with other partners who have other services that they want to bring.
I love that you brought that up right away, because many conversations I have like this, the partnerships are what really up level what you're doing, right? So name some. So you guys bring the showers and the sinks and the laundry and a meal. So, but I know there's other things that you offer when people are there at the block party.
Yeah, so we have, I would think we're up to like 3 different stylists who come and cut hair, which is just huge because, I mean, we all love to get our hair done and we feel so good about ourselves. And so when we set up, that's like one of the first things people want to know about. Can I get a haircut? It's pricey enough for those of us who can afford it, to go get it done. So when we bring it to them, they just love it. And you can see their countenance change when they're all cleaned up and
yes.
So we have 3 individuals that do that, at least. Sometimes we get more, but then we also have Kirby's clothing ministry. And Kirby's heart is all about clothing. He works for a uniform company, and he sees the discarded uniforms and things, things like that. And he's like, these people need to be able to have access to clothing because they don't always get to wash it. It wears out faster. And so he has been collecting clothing, and he brings it in a big van and puts it all out on a table and just allows people to restock their clothing, which is amazing because, we can pack away our winter coats. We have places to put stuff like that. They don't. So, to be able to restock appropriate to the seasons is a big blessing for them. And he will also bring shoes. Sometimes he will have backpacks, that kind of thing. We are recently proud to partnered with Tanya Coy from Maximizing Hope. She comes and does assessments, IDs, map cards, just navigational services to help them kind of connect with what's available to them, which is really cool. Helps them get food stamps if they qualify, that kind of thing. And so we love Tanya and love her heart. And what's good about it is when she comes, they're able to get to her pretty easily instead of trying to, find a way to get somewhere that offers those services.
Right.
We also are excited to announce that we've got Cricket Wireless coming for the 3rd time this weekend. And there's a governmental program that allows people to get free cell phones. So they not only get the phone, they get the service. Which is huge, Ryan, because it allows them to connect with their family, first of all, and people can keep up with them. And then I think it just gives them a sense of just belonging and having something that the most of us do carry, it's a
Yes.
safety issue as well. So there's a
Absolutely.
lot of benefits for that. Like we just love that.
Wow. Wow. I did not know that.
And I can share something that is new as of this morning.
Okay.
We are going to be partnering with America's Best. Like literally, Ryan, this just happened this morning. Eyeglasses, and they are going to they give free eye exams and glasses. I know, right? So
Right. That's huge. I mean, a cell phone is amazing, but being able to see, that's
we
absolutely amazing.
I go to the dollar store just about every week and I restock on things that they need. So part of what Lighter Loads does as well, with the funding we receive, is we go and get as many hygiene items and things like wipes and lotion and toothbrushes and toothpaste, stuff like that. So when I'm at the Dollar Tree, I have started picking up readers. So
Mm. Mhm.
so those go pretty quickly, but those are just readers. This is going to be like, let's get your eyes checked. Let's check you for glaucoma. Let's check you for
Right.
issues.
Right.
So we're super excited about that. And we also hand out a bus pass every time they come, hoping they'll use it to come to our next event. But I was sharing with the people at America's Best that, they will have bus passes and hopefully they can get to them to get these exams done.
Yes. Oh, that's fantastic.
So we've been
Wow.
busy since the last time you and I spoke.
Yes. Wasn't there chiropractic as well?
Yes, thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, so we also have Back to Life Chiropractic who comes and he will do adjustments on their spine. And, a lot of them do have issues, just the difficulty of their sleeping circumstances and things like that. And I would say probably stress too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
we have a guest, a former guest who is now doing well. He's employed and doing really well in his own personal life, and he wants to give back. So when he comes, he actually does chair massages. So yeah, and a lot of them are just going back to the stress thing. So this is a big relief to them, just to get some tension out and just address those kind of needs that we all have just to feel better in our body. So it's something that's really amazing. So I hope I haven't forgotten anybody, but those are some new things that we've added recently.
It's really incredible. You're covering a lot of aspects of, I love to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs and, the basics, right? The food, water, shelter. But then, you're kind of bringing them, trying to give them some upward trajectory with glasses and stress relief and, services. Like those are all so, so, so important. And I just, what a gift. Can you get a little bit like logistically? How does this work? When and where are these block parties?
So right now we are at 2 locations. We are at the North Austin YMCA the first and third Saturdays of the month.
On
And
Lamar?
on Lamar, yeah,
Lumber. Yeah. Okay.
remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and so we set up in their parking lot, and we've started a little bit earlier with these extreme temperatures. So we're at 9 o'clock. We open up registration, and something that we've learned is that a lot of times they get there way before us, and they're hungry when we get there. And we prepare food on site. So now we've started handing out like a light breakfast, so like yogurt or a muffin and fruit and things like that. And then we feed them lunch again later on when the food is
Okay, great. Super.
but it starts out pretty early. I think our setup team arrives here at the office about 6:30, 6:45 in the morning. They pick up the trailers and they head over there. And then we have a team of setup people who come and they set up the tents so that everybody is covered. If you're there providing a service or whatever, we're just set up kind of like a block party, like you go and you have different tents. And then we open up registration about 9 o'clock and we serve till till about 12, and then we break down. So anybody wanting to volunteer, it's more than a 9 to 12 situation. But if you're only available, just say just set up or come for the food, then we can work around hours. But it's about a 4-hour commitment. The setup and tear down team have a little bit longer hours, but we just, at that time, we just do as much as we can for them. And a big part of what we do, Ryan, is we love on them. We just love on them. And that's really where the basics starts, just to say, hey friend, we're glad you're here. We learn their names, we learn their stories, and we just talk to them the way we talk to family. What's up with your life? What's going on?
Mm-hmm. Say your title. I asked you your title.
The Chief Officer of Hope, Dignity, and Love. That's what we're all about. Just trying to figure out the things that give them that sense that they can make it, the next day. I'm cleaned up, I'm fed, I've restocked, and to know that we care about them. If we don't see them for a week or two, we let them know, hey, we missed you. What's been going on?
About how many people do you see at these block parties?
So, when we first started a location, we're going to see 10 or 15, and then it grows word of mouth. Sure. We, in the past month, we have seen 83 people. We have seen 115 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been huge. But on average, we're looking at about 50 people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a lot.
100%. Yes. So you're doing this every weekend.
Yes, unless there's a 5th weekend in the month, like there was in July, and then we let everybody have a break. But what that does is it allows us to be predictable. So we always tell people, look, we're going to be at the North Austin YMCA 1st and 3rd Saturdays. Mm-hmm. We're going to be at Town Lake, which is our other location, 2nd and 4th.
Yes. Just out of pure curiosity, what is the difference in those two sites in your guests? Is there any?
Well, what's interesting is when we started showing up at Town Lake, we'd been in North Austin longer. When we went to Town Lake, all of a sudden we started seeing the Town Lake people going to North Austin, and the North Austin people coming to Town Lake with, getting on the bus and joining us. So that's why we've seen our numbers grow every week, because these two communities are kind of coming together. Because I have to brag a little bit, but I had somebody tell me last weekend, you guys do this better than anybody else. Y'all are organized. We try to meet as many needs as we can and do it quickly and efficiently. And so we're seeing the groups kind of converge, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, I feel like their stories are a lot the same, demographically, the ages are all over.
I love you using the word community, because it is so important. Again, that's part of, being a human is having a community. Before I forget, what about pets? I see a lot of people on the street with animals.
Yes, and we love the animals. We get excited when they show up. We do. One of the things that Tanya with Maximizing Hope does is she will get them hooked up to get their pet vaccines and checkups. So that's something we can't necessarily put our arms around. We brought food before, but what we find is sometimes, like with our own pets, they don't want to mix food. Like, this is not the kind of food that my dog eats. So
right. That's hard, I'm sure.
So yeah, we've tried collecting food, but then I feel like I wind up having it way longer than it's probably good. Yeah. So
I know probably like logistically that would be difficult, but be great if the animals could be spayed or neutered.
I agree. It's something that we can look at. I have a friend at Austin, is it Pets Alive? I think it's what she's with and stuff. I keep thinking I should reach out to her, but I agree with you. That's a good thing.
I mean, talk about one thing you could do that would prevent or just be a good choice, for sure, not add more burden.
And I will tell you, the pets that they have are with them. They're support animals, and they're not out running around. They're with them. They get cared for probably a little bit better than they care for themselves.
I mean, I just, again, almost their own tiny community. So I used to joke with my older brother that up until a certain point in his life, and maybe even still, one of the best relationships he ever had was with this German Shepherd.
So we have a dog named Louis Vuitton who gets treated like just like a little prince. You know, he rides around in a wagon on a pillow. He has clothing. He gets a bath when his owner gets a bath. They're
oh my God, I love that so much. So this does not happen for free. How do you make this happen? And then please tell us the big event coming.
So we beg, borrow, steal, whatever.
Okay, all right.
I do a lot of, shameless promotion, and I ask everybody. I was really not good at that to begin with, Ryan. I've learned that you never know who you're going to meet and who will hear your story and get behind you. So right now we are under a grant with Austin Public Health, but we're getting ready to run through that at the end of September. And we're in the process of looking at to see if that's going to be refunded or not. I will tell you this, Ryan, and this is huge. Everybody is focused on housing. They want to put their money behind housing. And of course, that's a great thing. Mm-hmm. But you have to ask yourself two questions like, how long before they get housed? And will homelessness ever end? And I just, those are the things that you can throw all the money. Some of these organizations that do housing have hundreds of millions of dollars, can I say, in their coffers, but it's going to take time to get everybody in housing. Mm-hmm. Secondly, not everybody wants to be housed.
Great point. Great point.
And then thirdly, also we have situations where we're constantly getting new people, that are houseless. So, so the question is, if we throw all of our money and all of our support behind housing, what's going to support them? Like I always say, until every person is housed. Mm-hmm. It's huge. Mm-hmm. So we are constantly looking for funding. We're having that struggle, and I'll just be honest with you, it's a struggle because people, it's very altruistic to say, oh, I'm helping with supporting somebody to get housed, but we just had a girl housed who checked off all the boxes. She has a job, she is not on drugs, she doesn't have mental issues, and she was on the list for 2 years rather. So and like I said, she was the perfect candidate, and it took 2 years. Mm-hmm. Right. And she has a pet as well. She has a pet. So, a lot of them, when they do have pets, that comes into play. Right. So we always ask people to consider donating monthly, for as little as $15 a month. You can give somebody a meal, a shower, a load of laundry, and I don't think many of us would miss $15 a month or $30 a month, $1 a day. Nice. So you shared that on Facebook about, the ways that you can partner, individuals can partner. Our big fundraiser is coming up September 17th, which is Shake the Lake. And that is an all-day music festival at the Valente Water Park in Valente, Texas. For those of you who don't know where Valente is, it's on the North Shore. If you know where the Oasis is, you're not that far. Got it. But people know where the Oasis is. Yes. So this is an all-day event. We've got 9 bands that are going to be playing on a beach stage. And for $39.99, you get a pass to the whole water park for the day, the pool, the beach, the picnic areas. There's going to be a food truck. There's restaurants and tiki bars out there. And you get the 9 bands. And our headliner is Cody Canada and the Departed. We also have Love and Chaos, Madam Radar, The Reverend Few. I got to remember everybody: Clyde, Jaded, Waves, Garrett, Ford, and I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. If I am, I'm so sorry, but 9 bands. And it's just an all day fun. And then what we're doing in addition is we're going to have silent auction and raffle items.
Wonderful.
So while we're there, people can have a chance to bid on items that they might find they want to get, or they can participate in a raffle. But we're just going to try to use the event to spread some awareness, let people have some fun. And we're very thankful to the Valente Beach Water Park and Resort because they're giving us the entire venue for the day for free.
Beautiful.
So shout out to them. Yeah.
Fantastic. Again, partnerships, right? It's all about partnerships. Oh, well, that sounds for $39.95.
Yeah.
So, well, that's like, why are you not? I mean, I'm thinking I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I hope that's, I'm right on the price, but
Yeah.
you can go to shakethelake.lighterloadsatx.org and you can get information. Now, we also are still looking for sponsors. We have a couple of sponsorships still available.
Okay.
So any organization or business that wants to partner and bring in this event, that information's on the website. And then one of the real cool things we're doing, which is one kind of my favorite thing, is we have VIP tents. So you can purchase a tent or a cabana on the beach, go in with a group. It's going to be outfitted with like some luxury furniture, so you're not out in the heat. And then we have, with that, you get access to the VIP Kraken Lounge, which is sponsored by Glamour Austin. And that is a real cool, it's an old party barge that they have cleaned up and set up by the stage. So you can go and hang out there and meet and greet with the bands. It's just going to be a fun time.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So you did this last year? It did happen last year, yes?
It happened in 2020 last year. And when we did it in 2020, it was our first time. And we were going through that. You got a mask, you don't got a mask, you can't have more than 10 people. You might have to wear a mask in the pool.
Right.
It was just off and on, off and on.
Yes.
We had 400 people show up in the middle of that chaos. And we did it in about 60 days. We put the whole event together. This time, then in 2021, we had 2 bands canceled because of COVID, just concerns.
Right.
And I don't know if you know this, but my husband, James, and I both got COVID.
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah. So we were still going to go forward, but when the 2 bands decided they went away, we skipped it that year. So we're coming back bigger and better.
Okay, excellent. Not many people can say they actually did their event in 2020, but not 2021. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, oh, it's so great. I think it's going to be fantastic. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we wrap up our great conversation here?
Well, just thank you, first of all, for having us and for supporting us with, sharing what we do. We were, you and Karen and I were talking in the beginning, the biggest hurdle sometimes you get is that people don't know about you, and you can post all you want and share all you want, but, people don't know what we're doing. Somebody said this about us, and I think it was such an honor. They said, y'all are the best kept nonprofit secret in Austin, and I just love that because, we want people to know what we do, but we focus so much on what we're doing, that it's hard to get that message out sometimes.
Right. You only have so much bandwidth, so much time, so much energy.
Exactly.
And this clearly takes a giant effort, many hands.
And then lastly, if any of your viewers are interested in volunteering, we need volunteers both, every week. And then we also need volunteers for Shake the Lake.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we will be directing everyone to your website, and all, as we have been doing all month long. We're only halfway through, so there will be more posts coming.
I'm on the countdown to Shake the Lake, and it just seems like time is just flying. But yes, we are at half the month right now.
That is coming. I have a friend whose daughter's getting married on the 19th, and so I have the weekend in my head. And my son's going to come home, so we need to go attend. That would be amazing. So thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for your time, like all the time, and what you're doing to serve a population that is extremely in need. And just thank you and James and all your volunteers for what you guys do.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you, Ryan. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too. We're going to see each other in person soon. I know it's going to happen.
Yes.
So
sounds good.
So thanks for watching, everybody, or listening. The Nonprofit Shoutout interview series is to give you some insight into these well-kept secrets of these nonprofits that are doing incredible work, needed work needed work, because there is a lot of need out there. So whatever has touched your heart today to donate or get involved, act on that, and just thank you for your time today. And we will see you next month with another installment. Thanks so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.